Welcome back to Doc's Hot Shop and Forge. Today we're going to continue with the treadle hammer build. As you will recall in the last video of the series, I was working on the lathe part and the base plate. Today we'll be tackling the hammer ram. Today we'll be fitting up the parts that I cut for the ram off camera. You know how an angle grinder works, I don't need to show you that. After fit up, we'll weld them together, and then we'll get to cutting the holes for the pivot pins. Well, actually the support sleeves for the pivot pins, and then we'll also see if we can get time to get the sledgehammer ready for its new life. So these are the parts for the hammer ram that I'm going to be trying to get at least partially assembled today. So this is the socket for the sledgehammer. It's just a tight fit, so it should work. This will be the strike plate to distribute forces. It'll be ground with a chamfer in both directions, so it fits into this one, and then they'll be zapped together. And then on this one, right about here, will be one of the first pivots, and the other pivot will be up here, giving a nice wide arm, so there'll be minimum side slop. Still toying with the idea of filling this with sand, which would give it about 8 to 9 kilos of extra mass. So let me know in the comments down below if you think it's a good idea. It would bring this up to about 36 pounds, give or take a bit. Not factoring in the weight of the springs or the steel of the ram itself. So yeah, that's going to add a fair bit. So I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to start grinding this to fit, and then I'm going to weld it up. I will probably take you along for the layout of the drilling the pilot holes for this. I'm still waiting on some steel to arrive so I can turn up the pivot pin guides, which will go through this and through the column to provide resistance to clamping forces. Right, so let's get started. So I've got that fitting reasonably well. Well, the time has come to handle this sledgehammer. Because I have no idea what's inside it. Let's do it this way. No idea what's in there. So that is ready to be driven into the ram. I won't do that just yet, because I need to mark out where I want my cross bolt, which is going to secure this permanently in place. So I can mark that spot on the outside of that, drill my through hole, and then drill through once this is in place. And I won't be putting this in place until after I've got the pivot pin supports and all that in place. Alright, so we're going to drill the pilot holes for the through penetrations for the pivot pin guide tubes. A big mouthful, I know. So trusting that this is square, because this is the surface cut by the steel yard. They've gone with a reasonably small diameter so that any error is minimal. So let's drill these holes. that's those piloted. Let's pilot these ones. Now we see how accurate we've managed to set this up. Well, that's the first one done. It's number 2. So, we have the ram welded up. Yeah, probably not the best welds. There'll be a little bit of grinding to tidy these up. But I'm fairly confident that they will hold this together. And that the 16mm plate that I've welded inside here isn't going to move under load. We've cut the holes for the pivot pin support sleeves. I am fairly happy that they are aligned. There's no real way to confirm this until I turn up the sleeves and do a trial fit up with the pins. We have the hammer ready for insertion, simply by cutting the plastic handle off. And that's as far as we can take the ram. The next part of the project that we'll be undertaking is cutting the strong back to length and welding it to its mounting flange and drilling the matching set of support holes in that. Along the way we'll also build a jib crane for the coal forge side of the workshop. This is to facilitate handling the vice jaw that we are repairing. That jaw weighs around about 50 pounds. And I for one don't feel like standing there holding it whilst it comes up to welding heat, shifting it to the anvil, holding it and trying to juggle things without some sort of safety net. And that's where the jib crane comes in. So that's where I'm going to leave off today. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media as always. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you did subscribe. We're running a 500 subscriber giveaway at the moment. There will be a link there to the video where you can enter that if you so choose. As always, get out to your shop, have fun, but do stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.